Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a getaway every day, not just once a year. Summer mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Mocktail hour on the pool deck is a sip away. I'm excited about the mango berry Cosmo smoothie. I can't wait. We go to Tropical Smoothie Cafe 3 times a week, and this is on my list for this week's. You guys go and try it out because you're on Tropic Time now. Hey guys, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mary Payne here, and I'm lucky today I've got my friends Emily and Kobe here to talk about this season of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, and of course, Pillow Talk. And they've got their little baby with them.
Cute, baby Atem.
Atem. Okay, can you tell me about that name, Atem?
It's a very important name. I mean, I didn't even know about the meaning, but it means a lot of things in different areas. Like in German, it means like
Uh-huh.
breath when you're breathing, and then in Egypt, it's kind of like a gift of God. Yeah,
Okay.
but he's like I named him is after my best friend's family.
After
Oh,
Valerie. Yeah, the
Yeah,
one who
yeah.
helped me. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
well, he's so cute. And so now you've got boy, girl, boy.
Mm-hmm. I was
Are
just
you still on that? Are you still doing that 5 kid thing, or the three dissuade you a little bit?
well, I told Kobe, like we've said before, we grew up with like big families, and I'm like, I really want Scarlett to have a sister. So if our
Hmm.
next baby's a girl, then like I'd be okay stopping. But then I don't know. I love having babies. Like I love babies. And two of my
Yeah.
girlfriends just had their last baby, and I'm like, I don't know how you could like I couldn't say like this is my last baby.
I mean, it's a conversation we're open to having in the future. It's not like we are done. We are set in that. Okay, we are done. Or we're still gonna have one more.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well, okay, let's clear up the problem right away.
okay.
Because Emily went on an Instagram live and I joined. I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "Oh, there's my friend. Hi." And we're like back and forth and then she's like, "Girl, you said something wrong about Kobe." I was like, "Oh no, I just got called out by Emily." But I found the audio earlier today of what Kobe said
Mhm.
in my September interview with you guys, and you said your dad, you were one of nine, and then you said your dad had 8 kids and had you, and then you're like, and you know what he did to have me, and you're like, stop, we know what he did. And then you said your mom had 3 kids, and then you're like, my dad, was outside of the marriage, I was out of wedlock. So I felt like you also told me in New York something along the same line. So somewhere along that, I got that your dad had lots of women. So I want to
Now,
apologize to your dad.
my dad had just me outside of his marriage.
Okay.
The other 8 kids are with his wife.
And also,
Okay.
Kobe was drinking in New York, so maybe he like missaid
No, I
something.
cannot. I
I'm just
cannot.
saying,
Come
you
on.
guys were all. I was secretly pregnant. Nobody knew, and I was secretly not drinking, but like pretending to drink. And yeah, you guys were having a good time. Now we have to have another party. Now that I'm not pregnant,
Yes.
and
I know, but at this rate, you'll be pregnant at the next one.
I know. I mean, if they wait another 2 years, probably.
Jeez. Okay, well, I apologize to your dad. Um, but so your dad has the 9 kids, and then your mom has 3 kids. So you're one of three with your mom. You're one of nine with your dad.
Exactly.
All right, we cleared it up. Okay, so tell me what's going on with you guys right now. So you've got the 3 kids. Did you move into a new house as you predicted you would? Or you can't say. You can't say?
We can't really say much on that now,
But
but
we are
you'll
working
find
Okay.
on that.
out
We are working. We're
soon.
definitely working on that.
It's pending.
Pending. Okay. All right. TBD.
TBD.
And what?
No, I'm just like you'll know in around like August. You'll find out.
August. Okay. Well, I mean, gosh, that's far away.
I know. I know.
Oh gosh. Okay. Um, Kobe, you still have the same job with the
Yeah,
asphalt company. You're still doing that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Emily, are you loving staying at home and how are you handling a 5, a 3, and a baby?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Everyone was like, I feel like, freaking me out about having a third. They're like, it's so crazy. Like, it's so busy. You're not going to have time for anything. But I'm like, he's the chillest baby. Like, literally, all he does is like eat and sleep and be so.
Oh,
And the other two are so in love with him. Like, the biggest problem is like laying him down for a nap, and then they want to come and wake him up. So that's what we're dealing
yes.
with now. Yeah.
Yes, because they're like, "This is my baby." My nephew is 3, and there's a little 8-month-old, and he's always like, "This is my
Oh,
baby," and then they wanna hug him, like, too hard, you know?
exactly. They always want
Ugh.
to hold him. Daddy, can I hold the baby now? Can I hold?
It's
I,
anytime he's asleep and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kiss him and wake him up," and I'm like, "No, I was just about to like get in the shower. Please don't."
Well, because when the baby's asleep, then it's, like, really great to hold the baby because he's so sweet and cuddly. The baby doesn't make any noise or grab your earrings or anything, you know? Okay, so let's say that when you get a new house, if you get a new house, you think you're gonna see your parents as often? Because we see your parents so much on the show, and they're so great. You think you're still gonna see them as often?
Oh, I think
oh
so.
yeah,
I mean,
we're definitely gonna see them.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
really close with them. So I definitely think we would do family dinners or, send the kids out there,
yeah. It's
leave
it's
them
it's
there.
it's
Yeah.
something that the relationship the kids have with their grandparents. We cannot just take that away from them.
Yeah.
We always, and then more to that, we have a strong support system in them. So
Yes.
we're not just gonna cut that away. Now it's not going anytime soon.
Yeah.
So great. It's so great. Now, I think you told me last time that you have a sibling in California, but do you have others that are there in Kansas? Do you have other siblings around?
Yeah. So I have four. Like, I have three brothers and a sister. I have a brother in California, a sister in California, a brother in Iowa, and then my oldest younger brother just moved to Salina, which is.
Oh, good.
Yes, and my kids are obsessed with him and his fiance, and they come over and help with the kids or take the kids like to the zoo. Especially, I
Yeah,
was really pregnant during spring break, and so they were able to come and take the kids to go do fun stuff. Because I'm
they've
like,
been they've been so helpful,
yeah,
man, for
they've been
real.
great.
That's awesome. Oh, it's so nice to have all the helpers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I say family is everything.
yeah,
Now, let me ask you, when I saw you guys in New York and you were secretly pregnant, um, had you guys already been to Cameroon?
yeah.
No, you hadn't filmed this
But
season yet
he
at
was
that time?
conceived in Cameroon.
So then you had already been to Cameroon. Well, you kept that under wraps.
Oh, I know the questions everyone was asking. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're gonna find out so soon. Like, I.
Yeah, yes. That was so funny because also several people at that party were like hinting to me that they were on the single life, but like they couldn't say,
Mhm.
like Debbie and Tyree.
Yeah,
And then Jasmine and Gino were married, but like they couldn't say they were married. And
right.
so many interesting, because I guess in my mind, it's like you film it and then you put it out. But I guess obviously it's like 6, 8 months later, huh?
But it all just depends on how whenever they're done before they can put it out.
Because they have to have all the couples have to be done,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it seems like a lot of times you're filming all over the place in different, yeah.
yeah.
Um, okay, so how old is Tim now?
He's
He
tomorrow.
turned 2 months yesterday.
Oh my gosh, Emily, he's so little.
No, I know. He's like, my babies like to come out really big and then like destroy me. And then, because he was 10 pounds when he was born, he was 10.
10?
It's
Yeah.
22.
And when he came out, and we didn't know we were having a boy or a girl. So Kobe's crying. He couldn't even tell me we were having a boy. I'm like, what is it? I'm just like laying there. I'm like, what is it? And Kobe's crying. And they lay him on my chest. And I'm like, oh, he's so tiny. And all the nurses were like, tiny? They're like, he's huge. They're like, look at his hands.
I think he was the second biggest baby that was born that day.
Yeah, he was a big boy. And then, but it only took me 5 minutes. I got him out. I pushed him out real quick.
Oh my gosh, Emily.
I know, but then he had, so like all my kids have ties. Like I have a tie, like a tongue tie and lip tie, which is
Yeah,
why
right.
I have to like go and get jaw surgery and break my jaw. And America loves to talk about my speech impediment, my lisp. But I have to like break my jaw in order to fix it, not because of them, but because I just have to do that. And so he was tied. We got those done. Then he got jaundice, so he had dropped some weight because he didn't want to eat.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and now we're just playing catch up. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
he's
Oh my
it
gosh.
was really hard on him, especially after the start, and then they had to release him, so he needed to figure out how to start eating with all the bruises in his mouth.
yeah, all the
That's why they
stories.
dropped a lot in weight.
Poor baby. Oh, I guess that does make sense because that's the only way they eat. And then if he's
Yeah,
had a little something, yeah, oh, bless him.
And
I just heard somebody else talking about tongue tied. I think it was Vanderpump Rules. They were talking about sometimes like one of the kids
yeah,
had tongue tied. Yeah, that's literally what it was. Um, okay, so I've already asked all my questions about the kids. I have so many questions about the kids. Did Coben go to kindergarten this year,
he'll
or he
go
goes this coming year?
this coming year. He goes. So he had preschool,
Yeah,
4-year-old preschool this year, and
yeah.
loves it. He put so much pressure on me to be the first one there. He's like, we have to be the first one there, and I'm like, okay, then get your shoes on. Like if you want to be there, let's
Right.
get
Yeah.
going. And then if he's not first, he's like, I was like the second one today. I'm like, dude, like that's not my fault.
That is so cute. I mean, my kids were, I mean, just listen, not in this house. They were never first. No, I was like, I'm sorry. Like we're just squeezing in right under the radar here.
Yeah.
Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. And if you have sensitive skin, you're gonna want to hear about their scientifically proven topical supplements, free from over 1,500 chemicals and preservatives that can make skin red, irritated, itchy. Ugh. Their products are all safe for sensitive skin, and it's just one of the reasons they've earned the Skin Safe seal of approval. You guys, I've been using the OS1 face topical supplement and the OS1 eye topical supplement. You guys, I really think it's making a huge difference. And I'm kind of regretting that I'm not doing before and after pictures. I'm really going to buy this week the OS1 body topical supplement because I'm like, maybe it could help me out with these like, sunspots on my legs and things like that. It could really smooth it out. They have a team of female scientists. So we love that, all female scientists. Their products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data. It's just like way, way smarter than anything I can even grasp. They have validated their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Their topical supplements are the easiest way to keep your skin healthy and hydrated without those harsh ingredients and irritation found in other skincare products. Believe me, I've had that problem where I'm like, hey, I thought it looked great. And the next day, something horrible has happened to my skin. But that has not happened with these products because they are top notch from some super, super smart people. Because what they do is, okay, what you do with most skincare products, they treat the symptoms rather than the root cause of aging. And what OneSkin has been doing is they did all this lab research. They were able to measure the efficacy of age reversal molecules in their lab. Again, you guys, I told you it's like super, super smart. Their scientists found that this OS1 peptide reverses skin's biological age. And in a third party 12-week clinical study performed by a third party research organization, OS1 Face, which is what I've been using, was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles were diminished by 87% of users. Guys, that is huge. So, OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll say, hey, where did you hear about OneSkin? And you're going to say Pink Shade. Please support this show by telling them we sent you. And again, I'm going to order that body stuff this week. Thanks, guys. Um, okay, so first of all, I want to talk about Happily Ever After. And I want to thank you guys so much for being on this season because you're the best thing about this whole season.
Thank you.
You guys.
Love your podcast because every time I turn around, you're like, let's talk about our favorite couple. And I'm like, oh, it's me finally. I've earned my right to have a good season, I feel like.
Well, I had this week my friend on Chris DeRosa, and he is a reality TV producer, and he works mostly for Bravo. He does like a lot of the housewives.
Oh,
And so it's interesting to have somebody like that that's in reality TV, but he does an entirely different thing.
yeah.
And his whole thing was like this, and I never thought about it this way, but he's like, this show, like it's a 2-hour show, right? And like one couple the whole time will be like, y'all's whole thing was like, you were just like in the yard. He's like, this one couple was like, this whole conversation for the 2 hours they were on the show, they were in the car. Like he was like, nothing moves forward very fast, but it's like if you watch the Housewives, for example, they'll have done like 6 events in a 1 hour show. They just move it so fast. So he
Yeah.
was so interested in the difference in the two genres, and he knew about 90 Day. Obviously, he doesn't live under a rock. But when you guys came on, I was like, because he's very snarky, and before we got on, I go, don't say anything snarky about my friends Emily and Kobe. And he goes, wait. He goes, are they the ones in Africa? I said, yeah. He goes, those are the only ones I liked. They're the only one I liked. I
I
was
love
like,
that.
they're saving us. Emily's gorgeous hair
Oh,
in
I
every
know.
scene is her
Now,
hair, and her mother's hair is just so fabulous.
well, and I'm turning gray now, like my mom. I don't know if you saw on my Instagram. Like I am so gray, and I'm like, I'm
Really?
not even gonna diet because I don't have time, and I don't want to go
Yeah.
spend the money. Like I'm like, I don't have time to do it. And if I had gray curls like my hair, I would love it. I'd love it.
It would be fabulous. Now it'll take a long time to get, because it'll take years, but it'll be gorgeous no matter what, because your hair, you've got it in you. Now, okay, how long, for questions about Cameroon, how long does it take to get there, and what's the time zone difference?
So it's 8 hours ahead, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
6 7 hours, just depending on when time changes over here. But normally
Yeah.
it's like 6 hours.
Okay, so 6 hours ahead. Yeah, it took
Yeah,
us about 24 hours to get there. So we had to fly, and
Wow.
like we're in Kansas, so we drove. So first we had to drive to Kansas City, which is 3 hours. Then
Okay.
we flew to where did we fly?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, which I hate Atlanta
Okay.
Airport.
Hmm.
So then we
Yeah.
flew there, and then it was delayed a little bit. So then we had
Hmm.
like a 2 hour layover, and then we flew from Atlanta to Paris, and that was 10 hours.
We had another layover.
Yeah, I know, in
Yeah,
Paris.
yeah.
Yeah, we flew to Paris. That was 10 hours. Then we had like a 5 hour layover in Paris. Then we flew from Paris to Douala, which was 8 hours. And then we had to drive from Douala to Boyet, which ended up being like 5 hours in the car. It was insane.
Yeah.
And did you do that drive like the second day? You stayed there one night? I think we saw Valerie that first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valerie
And,
met us there. We had a lot of luggage, as you saw, and so it wouldn't
Yeah.
all fit in our car. So he met us there, and then we stayed the night in Douala. We got our outfits there,
yeah.
and then we drove
Hmm.
to Boyet.
Okay. So how are the kids on all that? Because that's
Oh,
wild. I mean, that's hard for anybody. I
I
no,
mean,
mean,
just a
we
kid.
are lucky enough
they
that
were so
our
good.
kids are really good. Like they're good travelers.
Yeah.
Like even in the airplane, they didn't really disturb us.
Well, and I did like ask their doctor if I could give them like kids melatonin like on the flight.
Sure.
Like, can I give that to them? And she was like, "Oh yeah, like try it at home first to see if like they have a reaction." But I just gave them like a melatonin, and I like got so much stuff. I surprised them the day that we flew out with book bags full of toys and snacks,
Hmm.
and then I got like airplane like blow up feet rests that turn into like a kid's bed, so they were able to like lay flat and sleep in.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so nice. And so they did great. I mean, they did so well. And I told Kobe, I go, I feel like we could take him anywhere now. Like if
Yeah,
we could do that, we could go anywhere.
they can go anywhere
Yes.
without crying or making that huge noise in the airplane.
And it was helpful that my parents came because
Yeah.
then it was helpful that
Yeah.
we had 4 adults and 2 kids. We were able
People could tap in and tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. I will tell you that I thought your idea was genius about the shoe pockets, and put an outfit and
to.
underwear and everything, and like roll it up. And Kobe was like, what is this? And you're like, it's the best idea ever. Just believe me. And I
Yes.
was like, that is a great
Yeah,
idea.
And then we got there and
honestly,
I pulled it out and I hung it on the door of their room and I just grabbed an outfit
Yeah.
every day. It
that was
perfect.
that was a good idea. That really helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
But
initially,
did you have, you only had one in diapers though, not two?
Yeah, just Scarlet.
Okay. That was good. Because if you would have had two in diapers, that would have been,
Ugh.
that's a lot of extra packing of stuff.
I know. Well, and she was like to the point right before we left where she was showing like interest in potty training. But I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know what the bathroom situation is. And, like, I don't know what the public restrooms are like there. Like in China,
Right.
they're like hard to find and they're not very clean. So I'm like, I'll just wait till we get back. I'm like, I'll just bring the diapers. The only thing
Yeah.
I wish I did more of are like Coben's really picky, like food
Mm.
wise. And I packed a whole suitcase of snacks and I wrote a letter to like TSA and I'm like, please don't take all this food. Like my kids are like, please do not confiscate it. And they didn't, obviously. But then like we got there, it only lasted, I don't even know, a week. because he wouldn't eat anything. And I thought, oh, we'll go there. We'll buy applesauce there and cheese sticks, like Kobe's like,
You'll find something.
yeah. And he's like, they have fruit there. Coben literally ate bread and like gummy bears the whole time he was there. Like that is all he would eat. And like French fries. And that was,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I also saw when you guys were when Kobe's sister came over and was helping you learn how to do for the knock door and everything. I saw on the counter, I saw Pringles. I was like,
Oh yeah.
aha,
Oh yeah. And he
Pringles.
had
Yes,
Pringles. Yep, we could find
we
those.
bought it there.
Yeah. But
that is good.
you couldn't find cheese stick. Like the first day we got to Boya, Coben was just like begging for a cheese stick. And I know it sounds silly, but I was like really overwhelmed. I just met his family, I'm feeling like overwhelmed because I don't know. I was just overwhelmed with everything. And I
Yeah,
came back and
tired.
yes, and Coben's like, I want cheese sticks. And I was like bawling. I'm like, they don't have any. I'm sorry, But Kobe's like, I can get Pringles and bread. And we're like, okay, and gummy
Yes.
bears. So
I mean, and how long were you there?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. Well, if he eats bread and gummy bears and Pringles for a week,
Yeah,
he's fine.
he'll be fine.
He's fine. It's not going to stunt his growth. He's going to be all right.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Okay, I want to discuss Kobe's friends. So we met Valerie and some other friends.
Mhm.
And how is that situation? Are we going to see it play out as your time in Cameroon goes? That maybe they're easing up a little bit on the situation? How's that going to go?
Yeah, you'll see it play out a little bit more. I mean, the last scene we saw was the bar scene, right, with them, and they weren't
With the
very
friends, yes.
with the
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, you'll see a couple more
I mean,
moments with them.
well, you don't know how it's gonna play at the end of the day, but I hope that they get to see a part where things are easy and they get to understand the differences in the culture.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, Emily, you handled it really well. I think that it's very, very, it's easy to understand their point of view because this is their culture and this is what they know.
Mm.
And then from, my point of view, it's easy to understand your point of view. But I think that, Kobe telling you before you went, you're like, well, I have a big personality. And he's like, maybe you could take it down by like half,
Yeah,
which was very funny. But I think that you handled it perfectly because you explained to them when every time they would say, this is our culture, and then you're like, I understand that, but this is my culture. So
yeah.
we need to who was your friend at the club who said, we just need to meet, you guys need to meet in the middle?
I think
I
that
was
was
like,
Bate.
Yeah, Bate. Yeah.
I was like, there's one friend there making sense. I was
Yeah.
like, that's right. You need to meet in the middle. Like everything can't be that way and everything can't. Yes, I can. I mean, you could definitely understand the guy's point of view. Like the Cameroonian women do this. And you're like, okay, but I'm not from here. So I do
Right.
it like this. I don't know. I just think the only time I saw you guys ever have any tension over it was the night where you guys, after Kobe had hurt his knee,
Oh yeah.
and you guys were sitting, and I think I saw you say on Instagram or something, you're like, oh my God, I think that's the night I conceived at 10. Like, I'd had 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah. No, my lips were red and my tongue was red, and I thought,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I.
Yeah.
We were talking about the
Yeah.
friends that night. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Well, I think that you handled it perfectly. I think that Kobe was put in a hard position, right? Where he's got all this yapping coming at him. And then I think he was worried, Emily, that you were going to kick off at any minute and get really mad, but you never did.
No. And
And
I
so
told
you,
him, like in that moment, like when I had left, and it didn't make it on the cut, or maybe it did, but I said, I don't want to yell at them because I'm not going to scream at your friends, but like
right.
they did ask me questions, but then they were talking over me, and then I was just getting really frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's 6 of you, and like no one's letting me talk, and I felt like completely attacked and unfair. And I think we did another interview, and I said, his friends have never left Cameroon, so they don't know what other cultures are like. Where we've traveled before, and like I know that every culture is different. But at the end of the day, like they've never been to America, and like this is how I am. Like maybe not all American women are like me, but I'm very opinionated. I'm very loud. I'm a little bit bossy, but I don't hide it. I show you who I am, and I own up to it. So I don't know. But
Kobe, how's I want to know how Kobe's knee is. Had you torn your meniscus? Is that what you had done?
I
Oh,
was
what
at
you did.
ACL. I tore my
ACL.
Yeah. So
but what happened on the handball field? What'd you tear?
Yeah, that was just my hamstring. The handball game was just my hamstring. That was a good.
Just.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, not it had nothing to do with my knee, but I had my ACL surgery that it took part of the hamstring to form the graft in the ACL.
Right.
So it had not
Yeah.
the healing process was not complete. So I just stretched out
Mhm.
what it took out of the hamstring.
Well, and 2 days later after that scene, he turned around and like I'll put it in stories, but the entire back of his leg was like so dark and bruised. Like it
Yeah,
was I'm like, you like he really did hurt himself. And I really was worried. I'm like, we need to put your leg up. Like, we really do need to get ice because I know you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't fake. That was very much real. So then I was worried because he was still healing. It was a very expensive surgery, too. And it's very intense, you know. He had to take 2 weeks
Yeah.
off work. I'm like, you can't take another 2 weeks off
almost
work
3 weeks.
or 3 weeks. Yeah, if you're re injured. So, you know, and then his friends were like, oh, you're bossy, blah. I'm like, no, you have no idea. Like, he is
Right.
really hurt.
Handball, it was interesting. I had a listener wrote, it was kind of explaining to me about handball. But to me, it looked like because it's like wet concrete and you're all like running, that's what made me so nervous. Was like you're gonna slip on that wet concrete. Is it always like that, or did that just happened to be the weather that day?
It just happened to be the weather that day that it rained, but normally they don't play on a wet floor because it's slippery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is your hamstring okay now?
No,
Did
hamstring
you have
is
to
fine. Hamstring is fine.
okay.
Yeah. Thanks so much for checking.
All right, y'all. Our family loves Tropical Smoothie Cafe. When I tell you we are there at least 3 times a week, it is the kids' favorite thing to do after school is to go and get those smoothies. There's Bahama Mama, there's Island Jetty, there's Kiwi Quencher. These are the things that we live on in this house. They've got these new summer mocktail smoothies, though, that you need to know about. Okay. We've got Island Punch Smoothie. This has peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. But the one I'm excited about is the Mango Berry Cosmo Smoothie. It has mango, strawberries, cranberry, and lime. There's also a watermelon mojito smoothie that my husband is going to get. We're going this week. Watermelon, mint, strawberries, and lime. Delicious, delicious. So the mocktail smoothies are just here for a limited time. So you got to get one and sit on your pool deck and really, really enjoy it. They also have these delicious bowls. Now, normally what I get at Tropical Smoothie is the turkey bacon ranch, but they now have these acai bowls that look incredible. They have one with yogurt and berries. Gosh, they look so good. I'm so excited about this. Matter of fact, Ingrid and I are going on Wednesday to meet at Tropical Smoothie for our business lady business meeting because, we're on tropic time now. Visit one of Tropical Smoothie Cafe's 1,400 plus locations and order online or through the app and let me know what you get. Okay, well, because I was like, "Oh gosh," and then I'm the same way, here, if you have a kid that play and you guys will see, if your kids play sports, once they get to a certain age, really, maybe like 4th grade or so, if they're out there playing basketball and they fall, you're not allowed as the parent to, like, go out there.
Yeah.
And so I've been in things where like somebody has like head butted my son, or something. And I'm like, "Ah," and you want to run down it. They fall out on the court, or on the soccer field, and you're not allowed to go out there. The coach has to go out
Mm.
and check on the kid and bring them back. And then at that point, if you want, you can go over there. I had my nephew who's now like in his 30s, but at the time in high school, he got hit in the head on the football field, came to the side and was throwing up in the trash can. And of course, me, I'm like, and he's like in 11th grade. And I was like, you got to go down there. You got to go down there to my sister. And she's like, you can't. We're not allowed. I was like, he has a concussion. She's
Yeah.
like, we can't go down there. Just
Oh,
they had to like wait until after the game was finished to even find out because he came back to the field, but he didn't play after that. But they're not allowed to like, so that to me is the instinct, right, of the wife of the caregiver is to run and see what's wrong. Now, if he had just like cut his ankle,
yeah.
I don't think you would have run out there.
No.
But knowing that he had that injury, you were probably like, "Are we gonna have to go to the hospital in Cameroon? Like, where are we gonna
Oh,
go?"
yeah, and my dad the whole time, like, I think I posted a video where my dad says that he's like, he has to be careful of his knee. Like, my dad was really worried. Like, he was sitting right next to me, and he's like, my dad loves sports, so he's getting into the game. Like, he's really
Yeah.
Kobe scored a couple of times. Like, everyone's cheering, and then he got hurt, and my dad was like, "Oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
Emily, you gotta go." And I was like, "I am," And then his stepmom had Scarlett, and Coben's catching frogs or something. I don't even know.
I saw Coben every time they showed Coben with your dad, Kobe. It was so cute. He was like looking, oh, it was so cute. It
So
was so cute.
when he gets in trouble at home, he'll cry and he'll be like, I want my grandpa. And I'm like, okay, we'll call Papa. And he's like, no, I want my grandpa in Africa.
Mhm.
I want him.
Oh,
And they FaceTime and like Isidore lights up. He is so excited. When we had a Tim, oh my gosh, they were like crying tears of joy. They just like they were so thankful. They're like, thank you, Mama, thank you, thank you. It
oh.
was real. They're so sweet. They're so sweet.
How many grandkids are on your side, Kobe? Like, how many grandkids does your dad have?
Let me say.
Could you even count? If there's 9 kids.
I know.
If
uh,
everybody has 2, that's at least 18.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
Not everybody asking though. I
I
think
at least 12.
yeah, at least 12.
Yeah, at least
At
12.
least 12.
And are you the only one that doesn't live in Cameroon? Does everyone live
No,
in
two of
Cameroon?
us. I had an elder sister who was in France, but she went back to Cameroon. And then one of my
Uh-huh.
brothers is in Gabon, another country.
Wow. Okay. Well, what are you guys thinking about, like, your next international trip now that your kids are such world travelers?
We're not making any trip anytime soon. It's like whenever we travel, we have babies.
Yeah, Coben, yeah, we always joke. Coben was made in China, Scarlett was made in America, and Tim was made in Africa. And before we even went to Cameroon, I'm like, wouldn't it be so cool if we like had a baby and made a baby in Cameroon? Like that would be so cool. And then we went to Myrtle Beach when we had gotten back at the end of July. And I flew up with the kids, and then he flew up later because he had to work. And I was like, man, I think I'm late. I better take a test. And he had just flown in. Like he was so tired. And I wish I would have told him in like a cute way, but I did not. I like took the test and it was like instantly positive. And I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
opened the door and like threw it at him and I was like, look what we did. I was like, look what we've done. And and then I was like, but we were excited, but I'm like, oh my gosh, like we did it again. We made another baby in Dad's house. Not technically because we made the baby in
That's
Cameroon.
so funny because I remember your dad, the whole thing about the wedding was, "Whatever you do, please don't get pregnant again." You're like, "Absolutely not," and
Yeah,
then you were, like, pregnant at the wedding. I mean,
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. You guys are so funny, and your parents, I don't know, it's this the whole thing is so great. We've seen previews that are coming up, and by the time this interview airs on my podcast, we would have already seen Sunday's episode, but we've seen the previews of the wedding, which just looks incredible. Tell me about that.
yeah. It was a beautiful wedding.
Yeah,
It was a beautiful
it
event.
was beautiful. I loved my dress. I loved my hair. Like, I really wanted to embrace, I mean, the whole season, I really did want to embrace the culture. I really did want to
Yeah.
cook the food and wear the outfits and do what I could. And so when we were getting ready, I had gone on the internet and saw, like, oh, a lot of Cameroonian brides have beads in their hair, and I didn't have beads. And it was the day of the wedding. And I told Kobe, I said, I have to get them for my hair. Like, it's really going to complete the look. And so he ran out with our wedding dress designer because they made our dress in like, I don't even know, 4 days, like
Yeah.
put it together. It was wild.
Wow.
And like our dress didn't even have time to dry. So by the end of the night, my whole body was blue.
We were all blue, like
we were
you know,
all
Because it was like blue and white, the
Yes.
material.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
dye never dried. So it just soaked into my skin. And you'll see when the wedding airs, like my face is blue. Like I turned blue from my dress. But it really was incredible. It
Yeah.
was beautiful. It was
Because it's all like hand dyed there. They like made all the fabric and everything.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then we brought it
Wow.
home. Obviously, we brought it home, but it's so heavy. So we had to buy like what, 3 or 4 suitcases to like bring
Yeah,
everything
that's
home. And we
really
had already
heavy.
brought like 7 suitcases. Like we already had like so much luggage. So yeah, we ended up having to buy a bunch of suitcases to bring everything home.
Well, how are you going to preserve that dress though? You know?
So, well, right now, like we laid it in the sun. Kobe's like, we have
When
to
we
lay it
came
outside
back,
when we came back.
When we came back, we had to lay it in the sun so it can
So it can dry.
very well.
Yeah. So everyone's
Wow,
outfits,
okay.
even mom and dad's, they all laid out. And now it's just like in one of those like
Plastic.
dress bags,
Yeah.
you know, that you would.
You know what would be cool? I saw a long time ago on some Real Housewives show that they had their wedding dress like framed, like
Oh, I love that.
full size, and it's like, you know, so 3D, you could walk by it, and I mean something like that would be like an art piece, you know?
That would be really cool. Yeah,
That would be really
it's
cool.
beautiful. It is very heavy though. Like I think you'll see me like put it on, and I'm like, oh god, like it was very
Yeah.
heavy.
I mean,
That's
never
cool.
thought that the event was gonna turn out the way it did, but yo, man, that was
Well, and I
When I
remember
can
like our
remember.
producer, he had gone on to a lot of like international weddings because he's been on 90
Mm,
Day for a while. And he's
yeah,
like, this really is one of the most beautiful wedding dresses on 90 Day. And he's like, I've been to all different countries and like, it's like breathtaking. But you know, the hair and the beads and the makeup, like it all made the outfit.
yeah. Well, we just saw this one little clip that because we're recording this before Sunday, the one little clip of you, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Look at this wedding." I love when they show the international weddings. I especially love like an Indian wedding in India.
Me too.
There's like go on for days. I'm like, somebody please invite me to one. I want to go.
Okay, if you're invited, bring us because I want to go so bad. We were invited to
Yeah, right.
Rishi,
Is
you
it
know,
Rishi?
from
India?
he
Yes,
like
Rishi?
messaged
yes,
us a picture of his wedding invitation. I'm like, if I could make it next week, like you gave me a very short notice, like we
yeah,
would have gone. Like I would
yeah.
have loved it.
Several 90-day people told me they were invited to that wedding. Like Miss Debbie told me she was
Yeah,
invited.
he invited he
Um,
invited crew members. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, he's just like, "Give me some gifts." Well, that's interesting. I've become buddies with, Jen and Rishi. Jen's friend Randy, the one that came over
Yeah.
to India, I'm, like, friendly with her. We actually have, like, a friend in common. It's, like, so strange.
Oh, wild.
And she was on Pillow Talk a little bit, but I haven't seen her lately. Speaking of that, you gonna still be hanging out and us seeing you on Pillow Talk? You're our faves on Pillow Talk.
I know. No, I think we'll be coming up soon. We can't obviously pillow talk our season, but we did.
Yeah, right.
We got a call from one of our producers, and they were like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Oh, we're
I
ready.
mean, we would love
We're ready.
We're ready. Like,
yeah.
please put us back on. Pillow talk is our favorite. Like, we love obviously happily ever after too, and you get a lot of opportunities with that.
Yeah,
But
but it's nice when you're the one talking about others.
yeah,
Yeah, I bet.
when you're on
Yeah,
set,
yeah.
yeah,
You guys know that feeling. At the end of a long day, you come home and you just want to take off your bra. I have been known to take off my bra as I'm driving up my driveway and flinging it into my purse or flinging it onto the floorboard and then not being able to figure out where my bra went. That's not a great feeling. But you know that feeling? Like it's the worst. Sometimes your bra is so uncomfortable. And that's why in the pandemic, I coined the phrase sleeping bra because I have a lot of bras around my house that are too gross to wear in public, but definitely you could sleep in them. You know what I'm saying? Well, Honey Love has completely changed the game. They've got bras that are so comfortable, you can wear them all day. You're not going to throw it onto your car seat or in the back seat or like hit a neighbor in their face as they're walking the dog. That's funny. They have a bra, it's called the crossover bra. Okay, this is the one I like. You can wear it all day and you can sleep in it if you want to. It's great. It's going to be your new go to. This bra gives you all the support of a traditional bra without any underwires. Plus, it's got this mesh detailing, which makes it look a little bit sexy. That's kind of how I look at myself. I need just sometimes a little bit of sexy, not too much. I don't want to like overwhelm people. But this is the one bra you will actually enjoy wearing and don't want to take it off and fling it out your car window. And if you're tired of bras that cause that like back fat in the back, these bras are designed to completely smooth that bra bulge. For a more relaxed lounge bra, they also have the recommended V bra. It does offer the support of a traditional bra without that underwire, like we talked about. It's designed to lift and separate with the molded cups, but it's not like a shelf. You don't get that uniboob. You guys, the uniboob is the worst. Ugh. But it doesn't stop there. Honey Love, has way more than bras. They've got incredibly comfortable shapewear tanks, leggings. I've got their shapewear panties that really, really suck you in and don't make you sweat too much because that's another thing I don't like is shapewear sometimes will make you sweat. But Honey Love doesn't do that. So Honey Love is not just supporting women, it's empowering women. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/pink shade. Okay, I'm going to tell you again. Best bras on the market. Save 20% off at honeylove.com/pink shade. You're going to use that exclusive link, honeylove.com/pink shade, and get your perfect fit. After you purchase, they're going to ask you, hey, where did you hear about us? Please support this show and say, I heard about Honey Love on Pink Shade. Honeys, you deserve this. Free the pain and discomfort and keep the support with Honey Love. Yeah, and you have to just sit on your bed. Well, you know who we think would be really good on Pillow Talk? First of all, we think Jasmine would be great on Pillow Talk.
hmm
I don't know about Gino. Maybe he would like perk up, but she would because she just always has really good insights.
and
You
you know
know?
we met her with you at the party in New York, and
Yeah.
she was so friendly and so positive. I'm like, you would be really good. Like, like she had nothing
I mean,
except about Gino. She had nothing negative
I
to
think
say.
I think everybody in the franchise is really cool when you meet them in person. You
Yeah.
know, everybody is really
Uh,
cool. In my opinion, I don't know about you. In my opinion,
yeah.
everybody is very cool when you meet them and get to talk to them like one on one.
What about Big Ed? How did you guys
Oh.
talk to him at all when you were at the
Yeah,
party?
I got a little soft spot for Big Ed.
Yeah,
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Mm,
First of all, he's a huge crybaby. He cries
mhm.
a lot, but I don't know. We had some very deep, like heart to hearts, like after the party, because we had all seen each other after the party. And,
Yeah.
like when people are on TV, you see the good, the bad, and the
hmm
ugly. And he might have a little bit more ugly that he had shown, but I don't know. I have a soft spot for
yeah. Now
him.
he's a cool dude for real. Like,
Yeah,
it's true that no one is perfect, but honestly, it's that kind of a person you can rely on, and when you can have a meaningful conversation with him, and he can give
yeah.
you some tips in life
And
as well
even
as
Liz
growing up.
told us that. Liz was like,
Yeah,
he's so romantic, like he's so kind, but like there, everyone has a side. And
Mhm.
he, his is shown a little bit more, but no, I do love him.
yeah,
Except I did text him 2 days ago. He never responded. So I'm a little salty about
yeah.
that.
Nah, he's a good dude. He's a nice. I mean, everybody, in my opinion, like I said earlier, everybody's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody that you've met has been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he loves to
Have you met Angela or Michael?
not yet.
yeah.
Okay. They're coming up this season. I don't know. They kind of promoted it like they were going to be on more, but I think probably with the latest stuff that's going about with them, probably they maybe shortened it. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I
We
don't know
don't
much.
really
I don't
know.
know much about them, and I don't want to jump in there. But
Yeah, I don't want to get involved in that
I hope
situation
they're both
at
happy
all.
wherever they are right now.
So Michael, as a African man, has not reached out to you and tried to like come and stay at your
I
house or
mean, he's on
anything.
Instagram right now. I followed him, and then we
Yeah.
talked a while. I try to advise him how I think I can based on my
Yes.
experience
Yeah,
here in the U.S. But aside that, I really don't want to go deep into their relationship. It's his
yeah.
life, you know. Yeah,
But they never. He never said like, "Can I come stay with you?"
never,
No,
Okay.
he was just like
never.
reaching out. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's good because at least he has somebody that kind of at least understand. You understand what it's like to come over to this country and
Exactly.
all that, and you could at least give him some tips on
That
that, even
was
though it
why.
seems like the
That,
marriage is not going to work.
sorry. That was the main reason why I tried to reach out to him and to talk to him. Like, yeah, I know you're going through a lot, but it's just a matter of time, and everything's gonna be fine.
yeah.
You're so sweet, Kobe.
He is.
You're so
He
sweet.
is.
Um, all right. Well, I'm very excited about your upcoming wedding on the show. And it is funny, we've seen this now a couple of times on the shows, and it's like we've just seen it with Thais and Patrick where he's like, we're already married for 2 years and have a kid. Like now why do we have to do this? Like I gotta talk to your dad and do you know what I mean? And do you when you got to Cameroon, did you really not know they were gonna ask you to do a traditional wedding? Now tell the truth.
No, we didn't know. Like they had asked us before we filmed, like, "Do you have plans to go to Cameroon?" I said, "Yeah, we want to go and have a traditional wedding with my whole family. I want my
Not a
siblings to
traditional
be
wedding.
there."
It's supposed to be like a church wedding.
No, it was okay. Anyway, we wanted to have a Cameroonian wedding.
Mhm.
And they were like, "Okay." And then when we had gotten there, we didn't know that we were having it then. Like we didn't know. But I told him we wanted to go back in December and have the wedding.
hmm
And then once we had gotten there and his dad was like, he really did say, like, "I want you to have the wedding." Then that's when we jumped on it and we're like, "Okay, let's just do it now. We're here."
The
Um,
thing
Yeah.
is that we had planned to do but a church wedding. I never saw traditional wedding around the picture because traditional wedding are mostly done in the girls' culture. So I thought that since
Mhm.
it's not a culture doing traditional wedding, so we're just gonna do like the church wedding. But when we got home, my dad was like, "This is you have to do it how we do it over here. When you get married to a woman, you have to do it the traditional way." That was why we did it the traditional way.
okay, that's actually
I
not
liked
what
it.
we talked about, but
Yeah, we were talking about like doing church wedding back
okay.
home in Cameroon,
Okay.
not traditional wedding.
That's fine. That's fine.
Please don't fight. It'll make me so sad.
It's fine. We never fight.
Well, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it because, like I said, just even when they welcomed you when you arrived at their home and the dancing and everything, it just like makes my heart so happy, because I think we had kind of seen like the negative, like his friends weren't going to accept you and all this, and then it seemed that the family was so accepting,
Yeah.
and I'm predicting the friends are going to come around. That's my prediction
Yeah.
because you did name the baby after Valerie's family. I mean.
That is true. That is
Valerie needs to come over and see you guys in Kansas.
Yeah, he does. He needs to come over. He needs to get here.
Get Valerie on the bed for pillow talk.
That would be good. I keep telling Kobe, I mean, I love Valerie, but I'm like, Manuel needs to do pillow talk. We love Manuel.
That's what we think.
Yeah.
He is so stinking funny.
He is
so
funny. I
funny.
love that dude.
They are like best friends, and like
Oh, I love that.
He's so funny.
I've learned a couple of Spanish words just because of him.
Yeah.
I was about to say, do you speak Spanish, Kobe, or has he gotten better with English?
I don't.
He's gotten a little better. We've talked to him, like he'll FaceTime, and he's gotten better for sure.
He is so funny. The funniest thing he did at that last reunion was when Clayton and Annalie walked in, like, "Hey, everybody," and he goes, "One question: why mommy in the closet?"
I love it. He's so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, and I really have like hopes for them. I really want them to just get their communication in order, and his answer to everything doesn't need to be none of your business. Like that's not going to work.
No.
And just like if you're leaving, just be like tippity tap on your phone. I'll see you in an hour. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They just have to work on their communication. But I at first was like, this girl is like batshit crazy. But now they've really grown on me, and I think he's like drop dead funny.
He's so funny.
Very funny.
He would kill it on Pillow Talk.
He would kill it.
Yeah.
He would kill it. Well, we have to wrap up, but I want you guys to tell everybody where they can find you individually, together, all the stuff, where you are on your Instagram and where you want people to follow you.
And we have an underwear line.
Oh, tell me about that, Kobe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Want me to start it? Okay. So after our first season, Kobe came out, they were like, he's an underwear model in China. And
Yeah.
I kept thinking, Miona came out with her hair products and all that. And I said, we need to just do something. Like, people love us. Let's do something and see what happens. And I said, let's do underwear, but let's do it different. Let's do like different patterns from different countries in Africa. And we'll start with Cameroon. Yeah. So we found, our manufacturer, Molly helped us actually. Molly, who does her bras. So we reached out to her and she got us connected with a person, and we started that, and we're about to launch it. We were going to launch it last year, and then we were like, we're going to Cameroon. That's the perfect time to launch it. It's because it's Cameroonian underwear. Yeah. So you can find that. You can tell them the website.
Yeah, the website.
Okay, tell me where to find it.
www.blazeswear.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the site is up and running now.
And there's an Instagram we just started. You can find me on Instagram at mbaby. And Kobe, what are you? What's
Kobe Blaze.
I don't even know his Instagram.
You're M baby. Are you M with two M's?
Yes.
EMM?
Yep. EMM_BABBYY.
Yeah.
Wow. So way to make it easy.
I know. Well, I made it way before the show, and I thought, well, I'm not going to change my name now. I like it.
I told Chantel I think you can change it. You can keep your followers and you can change your name, but you can only do it like one time ever.
Okay, maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I got to come up with a better one.
Because Chantel had like the J and she didn't want it anymore. And I was like, you can change it. She was like, I don't want to lose my 1 million followers. I was like, okay, stop bragging.
I don't think losing a J will you lose 1 million. But.
Okay, so Blazes, BLAISES, underwear.
BLAZES. ZES.
Blazes, like
Blaze.
up in flame, like blazes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Blazes underwear. Okay,
Blazes
that's
wear.
very exciting.
Yes.
This is Blazes Wear.
Blazes wear. I got to make sure I get it right. I got to link it in the show notes.
I'll text it to you.
Okay, text it to me exactly. I want to make sure I get it exactly right. Okay, everybody, go buy some Kobe underwear. When's it launching?
Well, it will be live in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks.
So, less than 2 weeks. Maybe next week.
Okay, well, we need to.
Okay, everybody's to keep checking it out and check out Emily and Kobe's Instagram because I'm sure you'll announce it. Are you going to be doing some underwear modeling for us, Kobe?
Yeah, of course. I'm not like the last time we posted a flyer about me. Somebody was like, "You got to tuck your tummy in, man." I'm a dad now of 3, so I don't think I'm trying to impress anybody out there. I know there's so many people who are like feeling, down on their body, but I'm happy to be who I am,
Yeah. And
That's right.
that's why I'm mad at Ed, because we had sent Ed underwear and I texted him and I was like, I need a review. I need a review on our underwear, because everyone we've sent it to, they love it.
Yeah.
We've had it
Yeah.
for a year now. We wash it. It's still beautiful. It hasn't like shown its wear. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we didn't just think about like people supporting us. We also made sure that we went for good quality and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So when
Yeah.
you wear it, you feel like, oh, this is actually good.
And eventually we do want to obviously like do a foundation where we can give back.
Yeah.
Like that's really important to us too. So I'm like, we have to have a good product in order
Yeah.
to do that.
I mean, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, text it to me so I can make sure I get it right. Well, that's very exciting, guys.
Yes.
Very exciting. I mean, it's Ed approved.
Yeah, it is. Text me back, Ed.
Okay, no comment. Okay, guys, don't hang up, but I'm going to say goodbye. And guys, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.